right, welcome everyone to another exciting episode of the Team Lead Talks podcast. I'm your host out of Alexandria, Virginia, Andrew Becker. On today's show, we have the CEO of the Hardy team, Ross Hardy. Welcome, man. Good to see you.
Thanks. Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. Thanks for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention congrats. You just mentioned you moved houses. Such an amazing thing to do, right? So much fun.
It is, it's, we go through it with our clients all the time and we wonder why they act like psychos. And I will tell you, having been through the process myself over the last month or two, I'm starting to get a little bit of a different appreciation for it. Let's just say that.
How important are great movers, though?
Oh my God.
You are now. It's night and day, right?
So important. I will tell you that your teenage kids are not great moving help, unfortunately. But the movers we had were fantastic, made it a lot easier. And now it's just a matter of like unloading the other end and trying to make furniture fit where it doesn't fit,
Yes, perfect. Sounds like a plan to me, dude. Well, let's keep in touch. You tell me if and when you ever finish that.
I will, yeah. Probably just before we move again.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, let's jump into the Hardy team. So you've been in real estate for quite some time. We got to catch up and I got to learn a lot about you on our connection call, like our pre-episode call that we did, which is really cool. But for those who don't know you yet, what is the Hardy team? Who do you service? Who are your clients? What do you do down there? And you're in Florida, right?
Yeah, so we're about 45 minutes north of Tampa, Florida. So we're in a primary home market as opposed to a vacation home market, although we work everywhere north of Tampa Bay. Been doing it for 21 years and then started the team in 2012 and just kind of always had the number one team in the area and really kind of enjoyed doing what we were doing with a team of 5 or 6 or 7 agents. And then as that landscape in real estate changed, where now we have these mega teams, I woke up right before my 40th birthday and was like, Tom Brady in the Bucks era. Yeah. And was like, I think I got one more ring in me. Like, what am I going to do here? And decided I was going to build the number one RE/MAX team in the state of Florida for closed transactions.
You just decided it one day.
Just decided it. I'm like, I need a new challenge here. So last year we were number 5. We closed 292 transactions. We're tracking for about 400 this year. Gangbusters. We're hoping to break the top 3. But it's been a fun journey.
Very cool. So let's break down your team because you just mentioned some pretty big numbers. Close to 300 last year, almost double-ish this year. You'll see. What does your team look like? How many people are on that team?
Yeah, so we're constantly changing with agents. So we're up to, I think, 26 at the moment. We normally hover around the 20 number, but we're really kind of actively growing the team at the moment. So 20 agents. Myself, I'll sell probably 15, 20 homes this year. I'm really kind of mostly out of production. Director of operations, who happens to be my wife. Then we have a TC on the ground here, 2 assistant TCs out in the Philippines, 2 listing coordinators who are VAs, and then 2 marketing coordinators who are also VAs, and a database manager.
Okay, cool. Just out of curiosity, have you ever contemplated or thought just the slightest bit of firing your director of operations at any point?
It's a very interesting dynamic. It's really important to kind of draw those lines around stuff. And I did make the horrific mistake. We were kind of having a very heated debate about something not that long ago. And I made the mistake of saying, well, hold on, are you talking as Sarah Hardy here, my wife, or are you talking as the director of operations? Yeah, you can tell already. Like the fact you said that early enough told me that, that's a bad idea. Yeah. And the words were out my mouth before I even thought about it. And that was a quiet afternoon in the house.
Instant regret, I'm sure, as soon as you finish that sentence there.
Yes, very much so. But for the most part, it works very, very well.
Very cool. And I'm just kidding, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, cool. So here's the $1 million question. So on the Team Lead Talks podcast, I'm all about receiving information with tactical action steps that someone listening can take to better their business here. How in the world did you close close to 300 deals last year? What are your lead sources, maybe your top performing ones? And then what in the world are you doing to almost double it this year?
Yeah, great question. So we're a big Zillow Flex team, Zillow preferred team. So we've been in that program for just about a year now. If you perform well in that program, they're going to basically keep compounding the leads for you. So, we are seeing that business grow month on month on month. We have about 80 pending transactions at the moment. I think 33 of those are Zillow. Big part of our business. We're able to use that accountability and that metric tracking across the rest of our business as well. We do really, really good on Google. My obsession has always been to play in some of the sandboxes that other teams and other agents are not playing in. So for us, we do radio and television ads with Barbara Corcoran endorsements and local radio celebs. And then honestly, a big one for us has been the YouTube channel, which we introduced about 2 years ago. And compounding success of that has been probably the most fun I've had in real estate over the 20 years of doing it.
Let's talk about that. Obviously, not everyone listening can qualify for the Zillow programs. Clearly, you have to be a massive producer there. But the YouTube stuff, that is something that everyone can do. But what are you doing? How are you doing it? And why do you think it's been so successful for you?
Yeah, so I will tell you that I was very blessed to share a mastermind panel with a guy called Ken Pozek about 4 years ago out of Orlando. And he's kind of like the OG of YouTube for real estate. So, hearing him talk about how they didn't have Zillow leads and the numbers that he was putting up due to YouTube, I knew instantly there was something there. Now, albeit he's in Orlando, everybody knows about Orlando. He's going to get a big viewer base because of that. I was just constantly worried about how's that going to translate to a small market like mine. And so I kind of, analysis paralysis, getting ready to get ready. Yeah. Read every single book on YouTube. I was the world's foremost expert before I ever made a video. Yeah. And then I'm like, one day I've got to do something here. Okay. But the thing it did do was prepared me for, I think, a lot of the reasons why people fail, because I think a lot of people have the wrong expectations around YouTube. They shoot for the wrong target and they don't have the patience to see it through. But Ken told me, he's like, listen, just so you know, he said, you will probably not get a lead for 6 months. You probably may not close anything for a year. He said, but you have to understand that that's going to be totally normal. If you can get over that hump, once you do it, 99% of the other people have given up at that point. It's like podcasts, right? 95% of podcasts don't get past 4 episodes or something. Like, if you can be in it for the long game and know up front that you just have to see yourself through those difficult days and there's gold at the end of the rainbow, like, I can work forever as long as I know that it's going to pay off eventually. And so that was what really did it for us. The bar is super low to be successful in real estate on YouTube. And so, it's something that we ran with. And the more I have success with it, the more I just double down.
Awesome. So just to be clear, for those that are like kind of where you were a year or two ago, getting ready to get ready to do YouTube, there's this massive buildup of maybe nothing happening, period, for a very, very, very long time. So you have to freaking commit to doing it and consistently doing it. But that latter part is what I'm interested in. Like, how did this YouTube mentor, help you figure out like what in the world to do? How often? Like, can you give us some like tactical, like, if anyone listening right now wants to start a YouTube channel around real estate, here are the top things that you have to do consistently to get to where you are today a couple of years later?
Heck yeah. All right. I love this. So let me give you some steps here. So the first one would be consistency is king. So, YouTube works on a very particular algorithm where it's going to disproportionately reward consistency. Mm-hmm. So you need to choose, when are you going to be posting? It's not just a matter of making a video. I've finished it. Let me upload it. Now let me work on the next one. So for my first year of real estate on YouTube, I was posting 2 videos a week. That was Wednesday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m. every single week.
Curiosity, Ross, I didn't mean to cut you off, but why those times? Just you picked them arbitrarily to do the same?
Yeah, kind of arbitrarily. I knew the weekend was going to get good viewership, and typically around midday is when I kind of thought people might be launching those and on YouTube. And then Wednesday, hump day, get home from work, maybe you're unwinding middle of the week. It's incredible. Like 52% of all my views are on a TV, not on a mobile device. So again, like that thought process of, okay, when are people going to be in front of their TVs? Not at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, because they're going to be at work. So kind of working it around that. So the consistency is the number one thing. When I actually missed a posting on a Saturday about 16 months into it, I could tell immediately my next 3 or 4 videos didn't get the type of viewership that I had been seeing before, because the algorithm kind of dinged it a little bit.
So to summarize, you did 2 a week for the first how many weeks or months?
For the first 14 months, I think.
14 months. So over a year, you posted every Wednesday at what time?
Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Saturday at 1 p.m.
Saturday at 1 p.m., like clockwork.
Yep.
And
I had
you
those teed
noticed,
up, ready to go.
yeah, so you noticed a slight difference when you missed
One
one
post.
posting. YouTube was like,
Yeah.
"Eh," and then they screwed up your algorithm. You had to pick it back up.
Kind of rebuild it again. Yeah. And ultimately, what I decided at that point, because things were getting so busy with the team, was to scale back to one a week where I knew I could hit that regularly and I didn't have to worry about knocking two out. Now I am moving back to two a week. Now that I have a new house where the YouTube studio will be finished today in there, which gives me that leverage. But number one's the consistency thing. So you have to post same day, same time without fail, without missing. Second thing is you have to be really clear around who you're targeting, because otherwise your content's going to be scattered all over the place. So for us, I really sat down and looked at like, who do we enjoy working with and who is going to be buying the type of homes that we want to sell. So for me, it's 45 to 55-year-old professionals out of state, typically in the Midwest, maybe in the medical or financial field, with two kids who are moving to the area for the schools. So now when I make a video, I'm putting it through the lens of that, because the content, if I'm talking about the 5 pros and 5 cons of living in my city, those pros and cons are going to be different for somebody who's 45 or 55 than they are who's 65 or 75, because they don't care about the schools, right? They're looking at other things. So I'm running everything through that very particular lens of, this is the person I'm trying to talk one-to-one while I'm talking one-to-many.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Because what you
Yep.
just said is insanely specific. Did you come up with those demographics around your key avatar from past historical data that you had? Can you talk through that a little bit? How did that
Yeah.
work?
So, you've been in real estate yourself. There's certain types of people that you enjoy working with. And, we have those nightmare clients who we don't want to see again. And what do? They refer us their nightmare friends. So if we know that we enjoy working with a certain demographic of person, why not try and find more of those people? So for us, Wesley Chapel, which is just north of Tampa, was a big market we were trying to break. It's one of the fastest growing areas in Florida. We know that because it's a suburb of Tampa and it has a great school system, we know the types of people that are going to be moving into those neighborhoods. And so for us, it was like, how granular can we get on who is targeting, who is going to be buying these, $800 to $1.2 million homes, whereas in our market, 35, 40 minutes away, the homes are an average of $287,000. So for us, it was a very intentional play to break into this market by targeting the types of people we knew that were going to be moving.
Okay, so we'll stop here. So just to recap real quick, consistency every Wednesday at a certain time, every Saturday for like over a year and counting,
Forever.
right? Forever.
Yeah.
And then you were like, we want 45 to 65, 2 kids, professor, like has a decent W-2, blah, blah, blah. But then what do you do with that? And then you talk through that lens to that person.
Yeah.
But how do you tell YouTube, hey, YouTube, this is who I want you to put it in front of? Can you talk about like the setup here?
Yeah, great. So again, the type of content we're making is going to be specific to them. Then we're making sure that the title of the video and the description of the video is SEO friendly and rich by targeting certain things. So again, that will be talking about, 5 pros and cons of living in Wesley Chapel, Florida. We're going to make sure very specifically that it's targeting Wesley Chapel, targeting real estate, targeting how good the schools are, and targeting its proximity to Tampa. Right? Because those are things that are going to be important for those people. So YouTube is owned by Google. SEO is going to be king on something like that. So making sure that we're not only making the right content, but then promoting the content in the right way so that Google starts feeding it to those people who are searching those terms. From there, it's a matter of, once those people start engaging in the videos, Google says, okay, great. This is the type of person that's enjoying the video. Let's serve it to more of those people.
Gotcha. And what you just said, in case someone else didn't pick this up, was when somebody is searching those terms. So
Yes.
You're using the search terms to have the videos at the ready about specific neighborhoods, about schools, about whatever the topic is. So
Exactly
when they go to
that.
YouTube, right, and type in, I forgot the name, like Wesley Hills,
Wesley Chapel.
Wesley Chapel,
Yeah.
Florida, guess who comes up? Ross Hardy and the Hardy team comes up talking about Wesley Chapel and the school system or whatever it is. You've just been doing that on repeat.
Yeah. So there's 5 videos that really kill, and you can make them for all of the areas that you serve. So we make the same 5 videos. We've made them for about 9, 10, 11, 12 different areas at this point. So I'll give them to the people watching this. So the first one is the pros and cons of living in whichever area. Really important you do the cons because it gives an unbiased view, and it's not rose tinted glasses where it feels salesy, like everything's great here. Number 2, map tour of. So that's me opening up Google Maps on Zoom, doing a screen share and recording it and circling things like, hey, when I first moved here, I lived here. I loved it because it's really close to the Suncoast Parkway. I could be in Tampa in 45 minutes. Oh, by the way, there's a park down the street where the kids play competitive soccer. So if you have kids, you're going to be spending a bunch of time here. You also might like this neighborhood over here. People love this one because it's ABC and it's close to XYZ. So it's that. Number 3 is vlog tour. So it's me walking around town with the selfie stick. Hey, I'm at the coffee shop. This is the kind of focal point of the community. From there, I'm walking across the road to the restaurant, talking about why I love this restaurant. Hey, if you love being in this area, you might want to check out this neighborhood. I'll be walking through the neighborhood, talking about the average type of home in that neighborhood, so on and so forth. Okay. 4, everything you need to know before you move to. So if someone's watching it from out of state, what do they need to know about Spring Hill, Brooksville, Wesley Chapel before they move here that they wouldn't necessarily be able to go on and Google, right? So talking about homeowners insurance rates, talking about if you're an RN or a professional, the people I'm targeting, how much you're gonna earn here. We're going to talk about the school grades, the crime.org grade. We're going to talk about how close it is to XYZ and the beaches and everything else. So that's that one. And the last one I would say would be cost of living in, or maybe a toss up between that and the top 5 neighborhoods in. Because people care about how much does it cost to live there, and they want to know where the best neighborhoods are. So if you can do all of those for all of the areas you serve and do one a week, like say you serve 6 areas, there's like over half a year's worth of content.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you, you're doing like a masterclass on YouTube. Somehow this turned into a YouTube masterclass. I like it a lot. I actually just read an article. I forget where it was, but it was like agents who are trying to produce content, stop talking about like mortgage rates or
Right.
real estate statistics. Talk about the neighborhood, the coffee shop, the restaurant, and why you like it.
Absolutely.
So this is like spot on and tracking with whoever wrote that article that I read the other day. But here's the kicker, because this is what I think a lot of people are afraid of or fear. Okay, I know I have to post every Wednesday and every Saturday, and now I know I have to post these 5 topics that you just described that we'll list in the description. But like, how twice a week, 52 weeks in a year, 104 videos, how are they coming up with that content beyond the 5? And how do you consistently come up? Are you just reshooting these? Like,
no.
Like, talk about the content map.
Yeah. So we have a lot of new construction where we are. Builders are giving rate buy downs, crazy incentives. So, we're definitely going to all of the new construction and doing home tours there. But again, this is where the avatar comes in really, really important. Is if I said that my avatar is earning $150,000 a year, I'm now going to start making videos about what can you buy in Wesley Chapel if you make $150,000 a year. Well, let's break it down. How much mortgage would you qualify for? Let's assume you're putting 20% down with ABCXYZ. That means you can afford this level of house. Now let's look at 5 or 6 homes on Zillow or the MLS that are in that price point and talk about those. Now, again, if my avatar was making 50,000, totally different video, but I'm using, again, that specific avatar knowledge. And then I can flip that video. Instead of doing what you can buy in Wesley Chapel if you earn $150,000 a year, I can do what you can buy in Wesley Chapel with $800,000. Same premise, same numbers, but a different flip on the same video.
Very cool. So you're repurposing the content just kind of like over and over and over. I love that thing about that you mentioned, the strategy of like, if you make this much, here's like 5 listings in this price point that you get, because those are ever changing. I'm curious, do you have like a cadenced content roadmap that you kind of just like work your way through to like do update ones and as well as the neighborhood tour ones?
So the pros and cons one and stuff like that, I'm going to update every single year. Okay. Because things move so quickly. There's so much development around here that I can always find ways to refresh those videos. Obviously, like you said, the certain price point ones, the market's kind of flattening out a little bit here at the moment. But again, Florida's been changing quite rapidly market-wise, that I can reshoot that content yearly, and it's going to be a different set of homes this year as it was last year. It might not be the same going forward. But my cadence is typically, I want to try and do informational. So like general pros and cons. Mm-hmm. I want to do a new home tour. Then I want to do something that's price-based, so $800,000 or $150,000 a year. Then I want to do some sort of community tour. So go a little bit higher level, like here's this hot new neighborhood in Wesley Chapel. I'm going to explore it today and talk about why you need to be considering this. And then move back to general informational property tour, boom, boom, boom. Like
So you have
work
those
through those
4 or
four
5
pillars.
categories that you kind of filter through.
Yep.
Very cool. And then here, let's bring this all to fruition. So Ross Hardy and the Hardy team have been posting constantly. Someone types in this neighborhood in Florida I'm interested in. They see a video of you doing a house tour, but then so they're in your world. How do you make that connection? Like, how are you actually converting that from me Googling it from Alexandria, finding you in Florida to, okay, now have Andrew on the phone and we are converting them into a client. How does that part work?
Yeah, I love it. So typically, when they've been watching my videos for weeks on end, they're either setting a Zoom appointment, just drops into my calendar. It's great because we get on camera like this. They already recognize me. There's already that certain level of trust that's built up because they feel like they know me already.
I ask a question, an in-between question. So I'm watching your videos for weeks on end. How do I what's the tactical call to action to actually get me to get on your Zoom? Like, how is it hey, if you're interested, I have a Zoom link in the video, how does that actually work?
It's exactly that. So my first videos I made, I went very CTA heavy, and it's too salesy. I could track when people were dropping off the video. So it's just simply, exactly that, Andrew. It's like, as you can probably tell by now, I'm a real estate agent, been selling homes here for 21 years. If you're considering making this your next destination, you can reach out to us at the phone number or email down below. You can set up a Zoom in the link in the comments. We're here in the background or in the video while you don't need us, and at the forefront when you do. We'd love to hear from folks like you on the YouTube channel. You're our favorite customers. Now back to the video.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, it's funny. Some people don't, and this sounds obvious, but it needs to be said, some people will shoot videos like that and then not tell people what to do.
Right.
It's so obvious that, if they want to get in touch with me, they'll find me, but just tell them, call me. If you want help, call me.
Yep. One simple little CTA, 25 seconds long in a 15-minute video. Yeah. And that's all we need to do.
All right, cool. So let's go back. So they watch your video, there's a CTA, they book a Zoom, and then we'll finish up here. Where do you take it from there?
So we'll do a deep dive. We'll find out about your needs and wants. We'll open up the MLS on the screen share so you can kind of see okay, yeah, that looks like roughly what we're looking for. Because they're out of state, typically they're booking a time to come into town. We'll go out and do some recon at the communities ahead of time. Obviously, we know they love video as a medium, so we're going to go out and shoot some video to them, send it to them. Because they already trust us and they feel like they know us, they're more likely to sign that BBA ahead of coming into town. So we've already got them locked in. There's never a discussion about, what happens if the seller doesn't pay your commission, because again, they trust us as the experts. So it's a really easy conversation to have about the BBA. And then from there, it's like, okay, I'm coming into town in 2 weeks' time. We schedule that out totally. We'll do 1 day, typically driving around communities to give them more of a feel for the area. And then the second day, we're dialed in on particular homes. And I will tell you, our hit rate on people coming in from out of state, I would say over 50% of them are buying on the first trip in.
Wow. Okay. Is it safe to assume, Ross, if your kind of focus is you're buyer heavy in the 300-ish transactions you did? Okay.
We're about two-thirds buyers, a third sellers.
Gotcha. Cool, man. Well, man, this is so awesome. I genuinely learned some stuff from you. We for the podcast, we post Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m., but we do shorts. So I want to get that on a cadence too, to make sure we're doing it on a cadence. But I appreciate your time, Ross. This is so cool, giving us a behind the scenes look at one of the highest producing teams in the entire state of Florida, north of Tampa, the Hardy team. Ross, one more question for you. Already shared a lot here. So maybe you can share a book. I see one that I absolutely love back behind you on the left, but is there a resource of maybe a book that you can share that if anyone listening right now is like, okay, I need to better my life, my community, or my business, I should get?
Oh yeah, this is an easy one. What to Say When You Speak to Yourself, or What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter.
Okay.
So it's a mindset book. It talks about how we, basically like a computer, and sometimes we need to do a hard reset and re-upload the software. I think if we talked to our friends the way we talk to ourselves, we wouldn't have any friends.
Yeah.
So it's about how to have better conversations about what it is we do and how to reprogram ourselves to appreciate ourselves a little better.
Awesome, man. I'm an avid reader, and I don't think I have that book. I might. What was the title again?
What to Say When You Talk to Yourself.
I'm going to get it from Amazon right now. To Say When You Talk to Yourself. Cool, man. I got to fill in my bookshelf behind me. So I appreciate that. Ross, if anyone is listening and wants to get in touch with you in Florida to work with you, to learn from you, how do they reach out? How do they connect?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm all over social. Just search me by Ross Hardy. You'll see it's the face that people want to punch, according to one of the comments on YouTube.
Okay.
And other than that, you can reach me at my email, which is just ross@hardyrealtor.com. Always happy to connect with people.
Very good. We will include all of the information in the description of this episode too. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just look down below and connect with Ross. Ross, man, stick around for 2 seconds. Got to do some post episodes stuff with you real quick. But thank you so much for coming on the show, man. You're welcome to come back at any time once you're done unpacking and getting furniture for your new house.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Take care.